Tonight at 7.
I'll have those papers sent out to you within the next couple of days. Right. Well, nice talking to you too, Mr. Broughton. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming, Ashley.
That's okay. What is it?
We need to talk.
Well, listen, TJ, unless it's about some business that really can't wait, I have got so much work to do, and I've had a million interruptions today.
It's important.
Okay. What is it?
I've grown very fond of Paige.
TJ, this has nothing to do with business. Come on, we can talk about this later.
Now, don't go, Ashley. I've got to tell you before I talk to Paige.
Talk to Paige about what?
I've given a lot of thought to your visit from Rena the other day. And I've made a couple of decisions.
What kind of decisions?
Ashley, I love Paige. And if I'm going to make that love work, I have to be up front with her. I can't keep any secrets from her.
What are you talking about, TJ?
I've decided to tell Paige about my relationship with you.
Brent? You all right?
Yeah, sure.
You seem like you're someplace else.
I'm sorry. I guess I was thinking.
As a matter of fact, you seem preoccupied all afternoon.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Still thinking about Brett and Mark?
Yes, I am, and the more I think about it, the more worried I get. If I'd been a little bit more responsive, a little bit more aware of what was happening to Brett...
There you go again.
What?
Blaming yourself for something that isn't your fault.
Well, maybe it isn't. But that small consolation, if anything happens to either one of them.
Mark's out there, Gretchen! Stay here!
What are you doing here, huh? What are you doing?
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by Zest, the deodorant bar that leaves no sticky soap film, so you feel really clean.
Hey, Bobcats, bet you can feel cleaner without soap.
Feel cleaner?
Come on, man. Without soap?
When you discover the cleaner feeling of Zest, you're gonna say no to your soap.
Zest lathers up pretty good. Smells good, too. Hey, doesn't mean we'll feel cleaner.
Yeah. Okay, you've got soap on one arm. Put deodorant Zest on the other.
Check out these bubbles.
Now rinse.
Hey, guys, soap feels tacky. Zest rinses cleaner. Feels cleaner. All right.
Discover the cleaner feeling of Zest. You're gonna say no to your soap.
And yes to Zest. Get out of here.
Oh, well, hi, Roger.
Yeah, how's my favorite new designer?
Fine. Well, I'll let you two do your business talk. I have some calls to make in the back. I'll see you later. Nice to see you, Roger.
Well, Nita, guess what I've got for you.
What do you have?
A big surprise.
What kind of surprise?
These
What are these?
are plane tickets for the trip.
What do you mean you're going to tell Paige about us?
I don't see that I have any other choice. Not if I want my relationship with Paige to work. I told you that the other day.
I don't think you ought to do it.
I have to.
TJ, that's our secret. We promised.
That was a long time ago, Ashley. That was before I fell in love with Paige.
I think you're making a mistake.
I don't think so.
I think you're going to jeopardize your future with Paige.
Well, that's a chance I'll have to take.
Please don't do this.
You weren't this adamant about it the other day.
Well, that was before.
Before what?
Before, when I thought that Rena was going to tell Justin everything.
But she hasn't.
No, she hasn't. But when you tell Paige, she will tell him.
Why should she?
She's his sister. I mean, she may just feel like her brother deserves to know the truth about us.
Paige is not going to tell him anything.
Well, how can you be so sure?
Paige knows how much you and Justin love each other. She'd never do anything to hurt either of you.
You're forgetting, my friend. She's going to be finding out that we lied to them. She's going to be upset. Maybe upset enough to go tell Justin everything.
I think you're wrong about Paige.
What if I'm not?
Ashley, I have to tell Paige. I can't have a relationship with her with these secrets hanging over our heads. Secrets that might come between us someday. It's unfair to her.
What about being unfair to me? We're not just talking about you and me and Paige, you know. We're talking about my whole family. My life. Now, you may be, willing to gamble with your life, but please don't gamble with mine. Now, TJ, I want you to think about this. Think about it before you do anything.
I've already thought it through.
TJ, think about it some more. TJ, you're fooling around with a lot of people's lives here. I sure hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, we're safe. It's as if Sutar has guided us here.
How did you find this place?
Yeah, Mark brought us here in a helicopter.
Calm down. We can't talk.
Mark, what are you doing here?
Looking for you, little sister. In trouble as usual, huh? Hey, but how'd you find us? Well, it wasn't easy, believe me, but we made it. Just in the nick of time for a look at it.
Yeah, a lot of good it's gonna do us now. Looks like we're stuck in here.
Yeah, well, we better find our way back into this cave right now. We can catch up on each other a little more later.
Go back there?
It'll be a lot safer back there than it is out here. Come on.
I don't want to go back there. It's all dark and spooky back there.
Ruby, Ricky and I are here. Now, come on, you don't have to be afraid.
Ruby, you like being shot at?
No, but I don't much like traipsing around in caves either. I mean, you never know what you're gonna find in there.
Hey, I told Lurleen I'd take care of you, didn't I, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, then do what Ricky says. Come on, go on back in the cave. Let me borrow the flashlight.
Right.
Come on, hold on, follow.
That easy to walk up this stuff, you know. Oh! Ow! Oh!
You okay?
I stubbed my toe on something. Oh, God, it's Bo!
Ricky, this looks just like...
It's that body in the morgue.
Tickets. Must mean we're going very soon.
That's right. Aren't you going to take a look at them?
Sure. New York City. Chicago.
First class. You pleased?
Sure. Yeah.
We're going to get your name and designs in every important fashion magazine in the country before we're through.
Interviews?
Are you all right?
Yes, I didn't expect all this to be happening so fast.
Scared?
Yes.
Good, that's a normal reaction. But you just wait. This is just the beginning.
Roger, do you ever get used to all of this?
Oh, of course you do. It only takes a couple of times before you feel like an old hand at this sort of thing. But you just wait till you get to New York. Once you get a taste of the good life, feel the spotlight, you'll never settle for anything less.
Hey, Justin. How's it going? How was Indianapolis?
That's fine, thanks.
Everything come out all right for you?
I didn't call you in here, TJ, to talk about my trip.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
I just came back from seeing your daddy.
You talked to him?
That's right.
You gonna work for Marshall Oil?
No, he's not. He was pretty damn rude about it.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
He kept me waiting, even before he'd speak to me. He didn't even invite me up into his hotel room. He insisted on talking business right in the lobby of that hotel. I don't like what he tried to do.
What'd he do?
He tried to humiliate me in front of a lot of strangers, saying that I was the head of an oil company that was going nowhere. And as far as he was concerned, my asking him to come to work for Marshall Oil was the biggest joke in the 20th century.
I'm sorry, Justin. I tried to warn you.
I don't like being treated like that.
Well, I don't know what you expect me to say, Justin. I certainly don't have any control over how my father treats people.
You should have helped me convince him to come work for us.
Now, I already told you that I wasn't going to get involved with that.
Is that why you're so relieved to find out he's not going to come to work over here?
Well, I must admit I'm not real upset about the idea that my father's not working for Marshall Oil. I wasn't crazy about it to begin with.
Why? What do you have against your father?
Like I said when you first suggested the idea, Justin, my father and I don't always see eye to eye about things.
I think there's more to it than that, TJ. And I intend on finding out what.
Just like Miles described it, the mummy near the mouth of the cave.
Will you quit going on and on about that mummy? It's not right to talk about finding a dead person like you found a pot of gold or something.
We better stand guard in case Gretchen tries to follow us, huh? Besides, she might not be alone.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out.
Come on, let's get out of here. Careful.
So who is this Gretchen, anyway?
You know her, Brett.
I do?
You met her at our housewarming party.
I don't remember.
She's our next-door neighbor. Only she's a whole lot more than that.
Why, what do you mean?
She's a killer, Brett. She kills people.
She tried to kidnap Ruby.
That's right. She kept me in a place almost as horrible as this. Tied up with rats and everything. I would have been murdered except that Lurleen came and rescued me.
Why'd she kidnap you?
Well, she thought Ruby had the missing piece of the fire compass.
How did Ruby get involved with the fire compass?
Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you about it later, okay? Look, Brett, is Ricky all right? I mean, he hasn't said very much since we've been here.
No, I imagine he's feeling pretty bad. That woman out there just killed a friend of his.
You mean Joel?
You knew Joel?
Well, not exactly.
Ricky, I'm sorry. Brett just told me about your friend. Thanks, Mark. Is he the one that Gretchen hired as a guide?
Yeah. We had no way of knowing who he was bringing out here. If only we'd have known.
Hey, come on. You can't blame yourself now. He was duped by Gretchen like everybody else. You had no control over it.
Yeah, I know. He tried to warn Brett and me. Now he's dead.
Ricky, I'm sorry. It's my fault that we're all here. I'm so sorry.
Nothing more to it, Justin. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of it.
Well, it is a big deal. I wanted him to work for us. He would have been a big asset for Marshall Oil.
We don't really need him.
I think we do. And when I want something, I expect to get it.
Well, I guess you're just going to have to learn to get along without him.
I'm through fooling with you, TJ. I want an answer.
I think I've already given you all the answers I can.
What kind of bad blood is there between you and your father?
Justin, I don't intend to stand here to discuss my father with you, so if you don't mind, I got work to do.
I do mind, TJ. What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything.
You must be.
Justin, my family problems are none of your concern, and I don't intend to discuss them with you. So if that's all you got to say, I've got things to do.
That's not all, TJ.
All right, Justin, what else?
I'm beginning to wonder, TJ, whether I made a mistake in hiring you.
Now, where'd that come from?
Lawyers are a dime a dozen.
But not exceptional lawyers, Justin. I am exceptional.
What I like to see in a man is loyalty. I'm not sure I have yours.
I've never given you any reason to doubt me.
I think you have.
How?
Well, when a man is being secretive about one thing, then maybe he's holding back on other secrets as well. I don't like secrets, TJ. When you know a man is keeping a secret, you can never really trust him.
All right, Justin. What do you want?
I already told you. Loyalty.
You got it.
Do I?
Justin, I'll do everything I can for this company. You'll always know everything that I do here. I'll give you my full support and loyalty. But if you demand that I spill my guts about my family, I'm not going to do it. I'll quit first. Now, if that's all you got to say, I got things to do.
Did Mark find out anything before he left?
If I review my conversations with Mark, he didn't tell me anything. Except implying that Brett and Ricky may be in danger. Damn, I wish I knew more about this Rehnquist and what he was doing.
Well, I only met him once, and he seemed like a very nice man to me. I did do some checking on him, and all I could find out was that he was eccentric, but highly regarded.
I know. I'd like to get my hands on him and find out what this is all about. All I know for certain is that either directly or indirectly, he has placed my son and my daughter in jeopardy.
You any better?
Yeah.
Fine. You see anything out there?
No. It's been real quiet. Maybe too quiet.
Think she's still out there?
Yeah, she's still out there. I don't think she's going to do anything, though, until she gets some help or until it gets dark.
What do you think about moving deeper into the cave?
Yeah. I think we should in a while. Right now, though, I think we ought to get all the rest we can get. We don't know what's back there. We may need all the strength we have.
Yeah, well, there's something else I need to tell you.
What's that?
Miles Rehnquist is dead.
What happened?
Gretchen shot him.
How'd you find out about that?
Ruby told me. Lurleen Harper found him in their apartment.
In their apartment?
Yeah.
What was Miles doing in their apartment?
He was looking for the fire compass.
And Ruby had the fire compass?
Yeah, it's a long, complicated story, but she ended up with it, yeah. Miles must have suspected it was there because he broke in, searched for it while the girls were out. He found it was about ready to leave when Gretchen came in and shot him. Lurleen must have come in just after that because she saw the body, ran out to get Ruby, but by the time the girls got back to the apartment, Gretchen removed the body and the fire compass. Ruby thought Lurleen was just imagining things, seeing things. It wasn't until Ruby was kidnapped that she found out for sure that Miles had been killed.
Brett's gonna have to find out about it.
Yeah, I know. She and Miles were real close. You want me to do it?
No. I think I better.
Okay.
It's gonna hit her real hard.
Yeah, I know. But I think she needs to know.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas. And now, the next part of Texas.
Oh, man. What I wouldn't give right now for a nice hot bath.
You're not used to roughing it much, are you?
I don't care very much for camping. I much prefer city life, where you can get decent food, nice warm bed, and hot running water.
Well, if you feel that way about it, it makes me wonder why you're here.
I came to help Mark find you and Ricky.
And what made you think you could help Mark?
I knew about Gretchen. And besides, I care about Ricky. He's my client. And if he's in any kind of trouble at all, I want to do what I can to help him out.
Hey, Ruby, thanks. Look, I know you're not used to roughing it, so I'm going to help you out any way I can. Ricky, how much longer are we staying here? We got to get out into that cave.
Well, why can't we just stay here? My feet are still killing me.
Because my friend Miles is probably somewhere out there, and we got to find him.
Well, I don't think you're going to find him out there.
Oh, you're wrong, Ruby. He's out there. I know he is.
He could be out there.
Look, Brett, what's your hurry, huh? Come on, we've been through a lot. Let's just rest up before we go on any further, okay?
Brett, Mark's right. I think we're gonna need all the rest we can get.
Yeah, but what about Miles? We don't know what's out there. He might need our help. We've got to get to him.
Hi, Billy Joe. Roger. Just talking business here with your wife.
Honey, I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, well, I just thought I'd stop by and see if I could take you out to dinner.
Oh, I'd like that.
Oh, I wasn't interrupting anything, was I?
Oh, not at all. We were just finishing up. I was telling Nita about the trip we're going to take.
Oh, a trip? To where?
I've lined up some appointments with some very important buyers in New York and Chicago. Also got her a couple interviews with some magazines.
Well, hey, that sounds great.
Oh, it sure is. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Well, Nita, gotta go. Have another appointment. Say, why don't you tell Billy Joe about what we're going to be doing while you're having dinner? You know, with all the money your wife's going to be making, maybe she ought to pay for the dinner. She can afford it.
Yeah, well, I can afford it, too.
Oh, I'm sure you can. Well, bye.
Bye-bye.
Be talking to you soon, Nita.
Okay.
What's the matter, Nita? I thought you'd be flying high with this news.
Hold me, honey. Just hold me real tight.
Is that the way you spend most of your days, Mr. Canfield, looking out windows?
Paige, I didn't hear you come in.
Obviously. I don't think I've ever seen you so wrapped up in your thoughts.
Yeah, I guess I was, wasn't I?
Well?
Well, what?
Well, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to come over here and kiss me?
I think I'll kiss you.
Hey, what's the matter?
Paige, we need to talk.
Well, yeah, that's why I came right over when you called. It sounded so serious.
It is. Look, maybe you'd better, why don't you just sit down?
TJ, I don't really like the way this is sounding. Honey, what's wrong? What is it?
It's about me. Us, actually.
Us?
Paige, I'm about to tell you something that I'm not real proud of.
No.
Now,
Wait a
listen.
minute.
Paige, I love you very much. And unless I tell you about...
TJ. Have you forgotten what you told me at the cabin?
About what?
You told me that the past didn't exist for us. That all we were concerned about was the present. You made me believe that, TJ. And what's good for me is good for you, so you don't have to bring this all up.
In this case, I think we should.
Why?
Justin told me something this morning that made a lot of sense. Something about secrets. And how they can build walls between people's lives.
You have a secret like that?
Yeah, it could be. But I don't want to risk building any walls into our relationship.
All right, darling. I trust you. If you feel it's that important, then you better go ahead and tell me.
I told you about my relationship with Ashley in college.
Yeah, you said you were close.
It was more than close, Paige.
What do you mean?
Ashley and I were in love. Deeply in love. I asked Ashley to marry me.
You were engaged.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
My parents broke us up. They didn't think Ashley was good enough for their little boy.
Oh, I'm sorry, TJ. Must have been very difficult for both of you.
Yeah, it hurt a lot. I've been carrying a deep sense of guilt about it ever since.
Yeah, but you were kids.
I can't
Come
be
on.
let off the hook that easily, Paige. Not for how I behaved. I can't forgive myself for the pain that I've caused Ashley. Does hearing this upset you?
I don't know.
What's this Twinkies cake?
Follow the search with Joe Turner, played by Mary Stewart, who made daytime drama what it is today. Search for Tomorrow premieres March 29th on NBC.
Nola's back in town.
Did you think you were rid of me?
Find out what Nola's surprise is when The Doctors moves to a new time Monday, March 29th. Check local listings.
How come this is hitting you like this? You knew you were going to have to travel.
Yeah, but it didn't seem real to me till Roger brought me these tickets.
Well, how long is this trip going to be?
We're leaving Thursday night, coming back Sunday night.
Oh. Well, is that going to give you enough time to do everything?
Roger says it will.
Well, who's he sending with you?
He's going with me himself.
He is?
Mm-hmm.
Nita, I don't know if I like that idea.
Why not?
Well, I don't especially like the idea of some guy taking my wife off to those kind of places alone.
Honey, nothing's gonna happen.
Well, I don't know if I can trust this guy here.
Well, you trust me, don't you?
Well, sure I do, hon.
Well, then you don't have to worry about anything happening.
Well, it still makes me feel a little bit uneasy here now. He's gonna be staying at the hotel, isn't he?
Sure he is. You don't expect him to stay way across town now, do you, huh?
No, I guess not.
This really bothering you?
Of course it bothers me, Nita. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't.
Would you like me not to go?
Your career's real important to you, isn't it? And you'd probably resent me if I said no, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Yes, my career is very important to me.
Well, that's it then, I guess. Go ahead, hon. I'm gonna miss you, but I trust you.
Thank you. I love you.
Justin?
What?
Everybody else has already left. We better go pick up Gregory and go get him fed. Now, are you going to stand there and look out that window all night, or are you going to come home with me? Justin? Hey, what's the matter?
I'm having second thoughts.
Second thoughts? About what?
About hiring TJ.
TJ? What on earth for?
I don't like people who keep secrets.
Secrets? Now, what are you talking about?
TJ made a big stand today about keeping his private life separate from his work. Sounds to me like he's a man with some pretty heavy secrets.
What were y'all talking about?
Burton Canfield.
TJ's father?
I wanted to come to work for Marshall Oil. He's a big man in the oil business, and he's retiring. I thought it would be a very important move for Marshall Oil to hire him on here as a consultant. Before I left for Indianapolis, I asked TJ to talk to him. He refused me.
Well, I'm sure that TJ had his reasons.
Yeah. Well, I asked him about them. But he didn't seem to give me a straight answer. So after I got through talking with Canfield today, I confronted TJ about it again.
You talked to Burton Canfield today?
Yes.
Did you ask him to come to work here?
Yes?
Is he going to?
No. Made it very clear that he would not work for me under any circumstances.
So you're wanting to blame TJ for his father not coming to work here, is that it?
The more I think about it, Ashley, the more I think that's the way it's going down. I get the feeling that TJ wants to turn his father against me. I sure would like to know why.
One thing I'd like to ask you, TJ.
What?
Why did it take you so long to tell me all of this?
Well, like I said, I'm not real proud of it.
And?
And Ashley and I agreed not to tell anyone. She was afraid that Justin wouldn't understand.
She's right, you probably wouldn't have.
You're very upset, aren't you?
Not upset, disturbed. I just wish you hadn't lied to me.
I didn't lie exactly. I just didn't tell you all of it.
Lying by omission is still telling a lie, TJ.
Then I guess you weren't really telling the truth the other day at the top of the World Club either, were you?
About what?
That I was the only one that you'd ever felt this way about.
No, Paige. That is true. I've never felt about anyone the way I feel about you.
Well, what about Ashley? You must have had deep feelings for her if you asked her to marry you.
It was different. I can't explain it. It was just different, that's all. Paige, you're the only thing that means anything to me right now. I hope you understand why we had to do it this way. I took a real risk in telling you. But I felt that I'd be taking a bigger risk by not telling you. Can you live with what I've told you?
I've got a lot of thinking to do. I guess I just wish that you told me the truth. The whole truth from the very beginning.
TJ didn't turn his father against you. If he had thought that his father would have been best for Marshall Oil, he would have done everything he could to get him here. TJ's very committed to seeing Marshall Oil succeed, you know.
Is he?
Why, sure. Now, why do you doubt that?
I just think it's peculiar that he doesn't even want to talk about his father. He offered me some lame excuse about not agreeing with him as his reason for not wanting him here.
Well, that's probably true. He and his father haven't gotten along for some time.
What do you know about that?
Not that much, really. Just that. They don't get along very well.
You know why?
Well, TJ's parents are real snobs. You know, they only belong to the right clubs. They'll only associate with the right people. So obviously their values aren't the same as TJ's. There have been a lot of family arguments.
You sound like you know a lot about TJ's personal life.
I listen. He's just let a few things slip before, that's all.
Well, what about Burton Canfield? What do you make of him?
I don't like him very much.
Don't you think it's strange that his own son won't even work with him?
No. Why is that so strange, Justin? Lots of people don't like to work with their families. And I can sure understand TJ not wanting to work with Burton since he doesn't even get along with him that well.
I think families should work together.
Well, I know you do.
TJ should be closer to his father. I was close to my daddy. He was a great man.
Well, you were real lucky, Justin. Your father was a good man. See, TJ is probably not as proud of his father as you were of yours.
I suppose you're right. I guess that's possible. The son should be proud of his father. I want Gregory to be proud of me, even though I am not his father.
Well, you sure don't have to worry on that score. Gregory idolizes you.
I guess he does like me, doesn't he?
Oh, come on. You know he does. You know what?
What?
I kind of like you, too.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Kind of a lot. I love you, Justin. I love you.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Thank you.
What are you thinking about? Come on, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, I was thinking about Brett. I was thinking about something that happened a long time ago. It really didn't amount to very much, but it was still very frightening when it went on. She was 10 years old. We were spending part of that summer up in Maine at a cabin owned by a friend of ours, and one day she just went off without telling anybody where she was going. At supper time, we missed her, so started looking for her. And by nightfall, she wasn't found yet, so I guess I had everybody within a 50-mile radius out looking for her, including the police.
Where did you finally find her?
Well, she'd found a new friend, and she'd spent all that time in the new friend's cabin. She didn't understand what the whole ruckus was about. She was so busy playing that time just went by. I find myself reacting exactly the same way. I want to call out the Marines and go find her. She might be in danger. She probably isn't. But I'm relegated to sitting around and worrying.
Grant, I've been thinking, maybe there is something I can do.
What?
I can check with Lurleen Harper and see what she knows. Since Ruby Wright is involved in this whole thing, there's a good chance that she might know something. And there's someone else I can check with.
Who?
Ginny. She got to be very close to Miles while he was staying out of the cabin. I'll just ask her what she knows, see what she says.
Thank you.
Here we go. Here.
What's this?
Dehydrated eggs.
Ugh,
Sure.
looks like wallpaper paste.
Well, I'm sorry. Room service doesn't meet with your approval, ma'am.
Ugh. Ugh, tastes like wallpaper paste, too. Cold wallpaper paste.
Ruby, be grateful for what you've got. For the time being, we're trapped in here. We don't know who's out there with Gretchen. We're going to have to ration this stuff carefully, okay?
If I eat that, I'm never going to be able to face real eggs again.
Well, then, you're going to be awfully hungry, aren't you?
Right.
Hey, come on. You better eat, too.
No, I'm not hungry. I'm too worried about Miles. I know we're gonna find him as soon as we find that secret chamber.
Brett. Come on.
What? Where are we going?
Don't argue with me. Just come on.
What's this about, Ricky?
We have to talk about Miles.
What about him?
Brett. Miles is dead.
What?
He's dead.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
How do you know?
Mark told me. Lurleen found him dead in her apartment.
Miles can't be dead.
Please, Brett.
He can't be dead. He's in that cave somewhere.
No,
He's in that
Brett.
room. I know. We
Brett.
gotta go. We gotta help him.
You come here now. You listen to Ricky. Miles is dead.
No!
He's dead.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back.
How did he die?
Shot by Gretchen.
When?
Shortly before you left for Haitoba.
Ruby, why didn't you tell me about this?
Because at first I didn't know for sure he was...
How could you not know for sure? Don't you realize what you've done?
Well, as soon as I found out...
You should have come to me right away. We wouldn't be here right now. Joe wouldn't be dead.
Lurleen and I tried to tell
And now we could all be killed just because you didn't
It's not my fault, Brett!
Why didn't you tell me?
Brett, listen to me. It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Oh, Ricky. Why do you have to die?
This part of Texas was brought to you by Camay, with 1/2 creamy coconut soap for creamy lather to leave your skin feeling soft, smooth, and beautiful all over. Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
Morning, Paige.
Hi.
I hope you don't mind me dropping by without calling first.
No, you want to come in?
Yeah, I sure do. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just didn't get a lot of sleep last night, that's all.
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Did you come to any decisions?
A few.
What are they?
TJ, I don't want your relationship with Ashley to interfere with us.
But it does.
Yeah, it does.
I was wondering if I could have a little extra time off at lunch. I want to take Gregory out to eat.
On one condition.
What's that?
You tell that young man that we want to see more of him over at the house.
I'll tell him. I really miss him.
I know you do, honey. You take all the time you need.
Oh, thank you, Rena.
Hi. Am I interrupting anything?
Jenny, hi. No, honey. Come on in.
I'll be at my desk if you need me.
Thank you. I'm glad to see you.
Well, it's good to see you, too. But by the sound of your voice on the phone, I guess this is not a social visit.
No, it's not, honey. Jenny, you and I have got to talk about Miles Rehnquist.
We've got trouble at High Topa.
What kind of trouble?
We've got visitors. Ruby Wright and some guy.
What are they doing up there?
I don't know. They arrived by helicopter.
Well, where are Gretchen and that guide now?
The guide's dead.
How'd that happen?
Gretchen shot him. She says he almost blew her cover. She was just about to blow Decker and Wheeler away when the guide shouted out to warn them. She had no other choice but to kill him. What do you want her to do now?
Well, that should be obvious. Gretchen has to be sure she's the first one into the secret chamber. We're talking about billions of dollars. Enormous power. I want that hidden oil reserve.
Without the complete fire compass, I don't know how we're going to find that secret room.
We'll find it. But you got to get some rest or you're not going to be able to keep up.
Don't have to worry about that. I am determined more than anything to find that secret chamber. Miles entrusted the secret of High Topa to me. He's dead, but there's no way I'm going to let him down.
Texas. The first part of Texas is brought to you by the first powdered detergent with a full-strength fabric softener built right in. Bold 3. Cleans, softens, controls static. Bold 3.
Oh, hi, Marshall. Hi, Ashley.
Well, hey, baby. What are you doing here?
Well, it's not that you're not always welcome. What you got there behind your back?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing. Looks like books to me.
Oh, it's just an assignment from my tutor.
Oh, an assignment. Well, can I help? I was pretty good in school.
No, that's okay, Marshall.
What is it you've got back there?
No, I can't do anything.
I don't like us to have any secrets.
That's not fair. If I tell you, will you stop tickling me?
All right. Okay. Got ourselves a deal.
What are you doing here, Gregory?
Oh, Allison invited me to lunch.
Oh, she did. That's great.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I'm gonna try to talk her into coming back home where she belongs.
Gregory, please don't get your hopes up about that. Allison may need a little more time.
I told you before, Gregory. Allison will be home.
When?
Well, she'll be home when this big mansion I'm building for my family is all finished. But, you know, there is something you can do, though.
What?
You could kind of remind her of all the plans I have for the mansion. I mean, tennis courts and swimming pools and projection room. Now, Allison likes old movies. Tell her she can watch all the old movies she wants.
Yeah, that sounds nice, Marshall.
Oh, it's going to be better than nice. It's going to be one of the finest show places in the whole state of Texas.
Yeah, but it won't mean much unless we're all together.
Come here. Come here a minute. I want to explain something to you. Sit down. You know, just because Allison has moved out, it does not mean she doesn't love you anymore.
Well, it seems to me, if somebody really loves you, they wouldn't just move away.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. I want you to listen to me real careful and understand it. Sometimes we have to leave the people we love.
Why?
Well, it's not because we want to. It's because we have to.
But it doesn't have to make a difference, Paige.
Of course it makes a difference, TJ. How can you say that?
It happened a long time ago. It's over. It has been for years.
I'm upset about the fact that you and Ashley had something in college. I love you. Ashley's my best friend. I just feel really betrayed by you. I feel like you both let me down.
But you can understand why we lied, can't you?
You know, I've been going through that all night, and I guess I don't understand. I don't understand.
Ashley loves your brother very much.
I know that, TJ. All the more reason for her to be upfront with him. Their marriage almost broke up once before because she lied about being pregnant.
Do you really think that Justin could handle it if he found out that Ashley and I were once engaged? Paige, you know him as well as I do. He's pretty hot-headed.
You know the thing that really scares me? He's going to find out one way or another, and then what's going to happen?
There's no need for him to find out.
Oh, he will, TJ. Too many people know. I know, your parents know. He's my brother. I'm going to end up lying to him again.
And where does that leave us?
I don't know. I'm really trying to understand.
But
I guess I just need a little more time to sort things through.
yeah, I understand.
I'm sorry.
No, I should have told you right from the start.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'd better go. There's something I want you to know. While you're here thinking about us, I'm going to be thinking about you and how much I miss you and how much I love you.
I'm just beginning to realize how little I really know about you.
Thanks, darling.
Sure.
I'd like to propose a toast, Hawker. That sounds like a good idea to me. For the best little honky-tonk in Texas and the prettiest little owner.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we'd like to ask a favor.
What?
Could we use your phone?
Oh, sure. If you'll excuse me for a couple of minutes, I've got to go to the kitchen and talk to Wang.
Go right ahead, little darling.
And you just shout if you need anything.
We'll do that.
Okay.
Looky here, looky here.
Oh, well.
TJ just sent that one.
Yeah, Boots Bedrow? Yeah, I'll take the call. Yeah. Hello, Boots. Boots, how are you?
Hi there, Justin. How are things with you, boy?
Well, couldn't be better.
Say, you didn't get a couple of new oil leases, did you, from a fella named Carlson?
Well, yes, we did. Yes, we did. We sure want to thank you, fella.
Oh, shoot, Justin. That's what we're here for. Give a helping hand where we can. Ain't that right, Hawker? Sure is. Hawker here agrees with me.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, we were wondering if you could meet with us today at the Coop, about 3 o'clock, if that'd be convenient for you.
Well, I think that could be arranged. What do you want to see me about?
Oh, nothing much. Just a little favor you might be able to help us with.
What kind of favor?
Well, now, why don't we talk about that when you get here?
All right. Well, whatever you say. I'll see you at 3.
What was that about?
Oh, no, nothing special. Just a little meeting with Hawker and Boots later.
About what?
Well, probably they just want to throw a few more oil leases our way, darling. You wouldn't mind that, now, would you?
No, they were talking about a favor of some kind.
Well, Boots didn't say. I'm sure it's nothing special.
Right. Well, it's finally come. The IOUs are due. I hope that you can pay it.
What about Miles Rehnquist? Ginny, I have to know everything you told Mark about Miles.
Why?
Because Mark and Ruby Wright have taken off to go after Ricky and Brett. Now, Grant thinks that Miles is behind this whole thing.
Well, it probably is. After I spoke to Mark, I did a lot of thinking. Miles and Brett were very close. Spent a lot of time together, and they are both geologists.
Exactly. Now, do you know what Miles was involved in? Oh, please, Ginny. Please. Grant is just worried sick about this.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Okay, I'll tell you what I told Mark, but I don't know too much.
That's all right, thank you.
Miles was looking for a place called Haitopa.
Haitopa, you mentioned that to me once. Where is that?
Well, I don't know. But apparently it has to do with an old Indian legend. And when he went to check out the Indian legend, he made a very important discovery.
What kind of discovery?
Well, he wouldn't tell me what that was. All he'd say is that if the secret of Haitopa got into the wrong hands, millions of people could die.
Die?
That's what he told me.
Do you believe him?
Oh, yes, I believe every word Miles said. He was on his way to Haitopa when he had the accident at the ranch. And as soon as he recovered, he wanted to get to Haitopa, but he found out that the fire compass had disappeared.
Fire compass? I'm not following that.
I'm sorry. A fire compass is a puzzle. If you solve the puzzle, then you could find Haitopa. But without it, it's almost impossible to find.
Ginny, this is incredible. Why didn't you tell anyone?
Well, Miles didn't want anyone to get involved in it. It was just too dangerous.
Do you think that Brett might be involved?
It's certainly possible.
If she found out about Haitopa and went there, she could be in danger.
Yes. She could be in a lot of danger.
nothing.
Maybe Gretchen hasn't been able to spot us yet. Wonder if she's out there by herself.
Well, I feel a whole lot better when we're deeper inside this cave.
We're going further in there?
We've got to.
Well, don't you think it's real dangerous in there?
Well, if we stick together and keep our heads together, it'll be okay.
I hate this place. It's spooky.
Ruby, I warned you before we came that it wasn't going to be easy.
Well, how much longer do you figure we have to stay in here anyway?
Well, we don't know that yet, Ruby. It might take some time to find that secret chamber.
What about food? Do we have to keep eating that dried stuff?
Yes, we are. We're going to have to ration the food and the water and check our ammunition supply.
Right now, Wang's chili sounds delicious.
Well, what do you say we finish packing up the gear here and get started?
Yeah. Come on, Ruby, let's pack this stuff up.
Check your gun?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to keep them handy, you know.
Yeah? We're in a lot more danger than we bargained for.
Yeah, well, who's ever behind Gretchen out there is probably sending reinforcements.
You got it. I'm just wondering who is behind.
I don't know.
Gret? What? I wanted to talk to you about Miles. It's a little late. I just wanted to explain to you what happened. See, Lurleen came home to the apartment, and she thought she saw him lying dead there in the middle of the floor. So she came running back over to the coop, and she told me, and we ran back to the apartment, and there wasn't anybody anywhere. And I just figured it was her imagination acting up. See, Lurleen's been going through a lot lately.
What do you mean?
Well, you know, with her granddaddy dying and everything, she's just been real upset.
I know.
And see, Lurleen thought it over and everything, and she decided it must have been her imagination. Because how could he have gotten into our apartment, and who would have killed him? And she even went to see a psychiatrist. She told him her whole story, and he said it was just her imagination. And see, that's what happens when people are real upset and tired and stuff.
So how did you find out he was really dead?
Well, when Gretchen kidnapped me, she told me that she killed him. And as soon as Lurleen and me found that out, we went running over to your place, Brett, because we wanted to tell you, but you and Ricky had already split. So see, we tried to tell you. We were just late.
I didn't know.
How could you?
Ruby, look, I know we've never gotten along very well. But I shouldn't have screamed at you like I did last night.
It's okay. Learning that somebody's dead always comes as a shock.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
How am I? Do you even have to ask anymore? I don't know. I feel like everything is just falling apart around me. Justin's getting in deeper and deeper with Hawker and Boots.
Yep, they're bringing a lot of oil leases our way.
But at what price, TJ? I mean, I'm really afraid of what they're going to ask of Marshall Oil.
We'll deal with that when it happens, okay?
Man, it already happened. Gregory. Poor Gregory. My heart could break for him.
Gregory, why? What's wrong?
He's just devastated by the fact that Allison's left home. He thinks that it means that she doesn't love him anymore. And I tell you what, me and my sister may have our differences, but there's one thing I do know, and it's Allison loves Gregory.
Do they still see one another?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, she's having lunch with him today.
Well, that's a good sign. That should make you feel good.
Yeah, it should.
What is it, Ashley?
Ooh, I can't get Rena off my mind. I keep remembering everything she told me, what she knows about us. I just keep waiting.
But if Rena was going to tell anybody, she would have by now.
Oh, don't kid yourself. Oh, shoot, no. She'll hold her bomb until it can hurt the most people. And there's not anything I can do about it.
Ashley, you remember we talked about me telling Paige?
Oh, yeah, and we decided that you couldn't do that. I mean, heavens knows too many people know already, and we can't risk that.
No, Ashley, we didn't decide. You did.
What do you mean?
I talked to Paige. I told her about us.
Hi, Henry.
Oh, it's been such a long time since I've seen you.
I know. I think since the housewarming.
Oh, I guess it has been that long. It seems like ages ago.
Lurleen,
What?
I've got to talk to you about Ruby Wright.
What about Ruby?
I've got to know where she is.
She went to Nashville.
Oh, now, come on, honey. Even I know that's not true.
You do?
Yeah. I know that she and Mark went to Haitopa. Now, why did they go there?
You know about Haitopa?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she and Mark were really worried about Brett and Ricky.
Well, Grant seems to think that they have a reason to be worried. Do you agree?
Oh, I don't know.
Lurleen, honey, I can't tell you how important this is. Now, you've got to help me out. I've got to know how Ruby is involved in all this.
I really can't say.
Can't or won't?
Rena, I promised Ruby that I wouldn't say anything
Honey,
to anybody.
Be in danger. You don't want anything to happen to Ruby, do you?
Of course I don't.
Well, then you got to tell me what you know.
Rena, I really don't know that much. Just that Ruby had something that she thought might help Mark find Haitopa.
What does she have?
Well, she had...
The fire compass? Did Ruby have that?
No. No, she doesn't have the fire compass.
Well, what does she have?
Well, it's sort of like a map. Rena, I really don't think Mr. Wheeler should be so worried. Mark and Ricky are there. They're going to take care of Ruby and Brett. I made Mark promise that.
Lurleen, I have a feeling that you know a whole lot more than you're telling me. Please, won't you tell me what you know?
I can't, Rena. I just can't.
Unfortunately, we don't have all the instructions. All we've got is this little piece of the fire compass.
Stay tuned for the next part of Texas.
We're clearing the decks, emptying our racks, liquidating every excess better carpet we own at the impossible price of $5.88 a square yard. Impossible for other stores, but we don't care what they cost. We don't care what their normal retail's been. It all goes at the impossible price of $5.88. Carpets that can't even be made for so low a price. Out they go at the impossible sellout price of $5.88. But when our doors close Saturday night, it's over. So hurry to New York Carpet World.
Choose Ben Frazier and Jennifer Moore tonight at 5:30.
And now, the next part of Texas.
You told Paige about us? What were you thinking of? Do you know what's at stake here?
Yes, Ashley, I know what's at stake here, and I can't go on deceiving Paige. I care too much about her to do that. No, I'm just not sure I did the right thing.
Oh, now it's a little late for that, isn't it?
Look, I thought she'd understand.
But she didn't, did she? No, I didn't think so. Well, how did you expect the woman to react, TJ? We lied to her. What did you hope to accomplish? Look at what you've done. You've hurt Paige and you've jeopardized my marriage.
No, I haven't.
What do you mean you haven't? Have you forgotten who Paige is? She's Justin's sister. What makes you think that she won't go to him?
She won't.
Oh, have you got that in writing? It's all well and fine for you to gamble with your life. But I don't appreciate you pulling me into it. You don't have any right. I resent it. Don't you understand? I love my husband. And if he finds out about us, he will leave me.
You sure don't give him much credit, do you?
Oh, it has nothing to do with credit. He's a jealous man.
Justin doesn't have to ever find out about it.
Oh, of course he'll find out. Because once again, thanks to you, I can't believe you have done this to me again.
I haven't done anything to you.
And
Don't you understand
when have you become so noble? Finally, after all these years, you do the honorable thing! Gregory, it's okay. Gregory?
What does he do to you?
Nothing.
Then why were you fighting?
Oh, baby. Baby, it's all right. It's all right.
What do you want, Adams?
Hannibal doesn't want you to kill anyone.
But how does he expect me to get the missing piece of the fire compass?
Hannibal's revised his thinking.
How so?
Rehnquist and the Wheeler girl were, real close. Maybe he told her more than even the fire compass can reveal.
But what does Hannibal want me to do then?
Follow them. Let them lead you to the secret chamber.
Then what?
Eliminate them.
Don't be upset, Gregory. Come on now, talk to me.
I saw you arguing with TJ.
Did you hear what we were talking about?
Not really. I just know that he did something to upset you.
Look, it's nothing for you to worry about, okay?
But I do worry. I hate seeing you fighting with everybody. Something bad always happens.
What do you mean?
Like you and Allison, you were fighting about something stupid and she ended up moving out.
Let me explain something to you, okay? And I want you to try very, very hard to understand. You know, sometimes people that love each other argue too. You know how when a mother runs out in the street after her baby and she just yells and yells at it, and she's not yelling because she doesn't love them. She's yelling at them because she's so scared that they're going to get hurt. Do you understand?
Is that why you were screaming at TJ?
You know, TJ is a friend of ours, and he could get hurt, and that's something we don't want to happen.
Ashley, I don't think I like him very much.
Why do you say that?
Because he upset you. He shouldn't have done that.
That's not for you to worry about. It was just a misunderstanding. Can you understand?
I'm trying.
Oh, Gregory, you are such a very special little boy. Do you know how lucky Justin and I are to have you?
I want to be here, Ashley.
You are here. This is your home now.
Allison already left me. I don't want you to leave me, too.
No. Oh, no. You and I are here to stay. And there is nothing that is ever going to separate me from you again.
Follow the search when Search for Tomorrow comes to NBC. Follow Lee Sentel, caught between the woman who has his child
I want to be a family. I want to do all the things a family does.
and the woman who has his heart.
I love you.
Stay away from him.
Search for Tomorrow premieres March 29th on NBC.
What are you so afraid of, Lurleen?
I'm not afraid of anything, Rena.
Well, you're sure acting like you are.
I guess I'm just worried about Ruby.
Ginny seems to think that they're all in danger.
I don't want to hear about that.
What's wrong, Lurleen?
Rena, I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to Ruby.
You think Ruby is a good friend, don't you? Well, the only person that Ruby ever thinks about is Ruby Wright.
I don't believe that. She went to Hatopa to help Brett and Ricky. Now that proves she's thinking about somebody else.
Honey, don't you know what she's doing? She's going after Mark so she can go after all that Wheeler money.
You just don't know her. I mean, she's not like that. Everybody should be so lucky to have a friend like Ruby.
Lurleen is right, Rita. Ruby is a real firecracker.
Well, figures that you'd like her, Justin.
Darn right I like her. We get along just fine.
A little early for drinking. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm just here meeting a couple of good old boys a little later. couple of friends of mine. You may even know them. Hawker Barnes and Boots Boudreaux.
Hi. Gregory, hi. I was beginning to get a little worried about you.
Oh, Ashley and I got to talking.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you're here. How come you brought your school books?
Oh, these aren't my school books.
What are they?
Oh, they're books on mansions. See, Marshall wanted me to get a name for our new mansion. I was just doing a little research.
Research?
Yeah, see, this is on English manners, and this is on Southern estates.
Well, have you found any good names yet?
Well, there are a lot of neat names. Like, let's see. Like, here's Briarcrest. Here's Glen Oaks. And Laurelwood. What do you think?
I think those are good names. Wouldn't it be great if you could get something like Tara or Mandalay?
What are those?
Don't you ever watch old movies?
No, I never get to stay up that late.
Well, the first line in Rebecca is, last night I dreamt I slept again at Mandalay. Isn't that romantic?
I guess so. I don't watch stuff like that. What was the other name that you mentioned?
Tara? That was the mansion in Gone with the Wind. You know, that's the kind of name that you should really get for Justin's mansion.
But I had another idea.
What was that?
Well, I thought maybe I'd go to Marshall Ranch and talk to Mrs. Marshall. You know, she might have some name that Marshall used to like when he was young. You know, like a pet's name or something. You think that's dumb?
No, that's not at all dumb. You love him a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Hey, what's the matter?
I love Marshall, I love Ashley, and I love you. Why can't we all be together? Why'd you have to move out?
You're just too young to understand, Gregory.
I'm old enough to know that Ashley loves you. Why don't you realize that?
I know that she loves me, but she won't let me grow up.
What's this big thing about growing up? All adults ever do is argue. I don't want to do that.
You'll understand when you get to be a little older.
I doubt it. Allison, why don't you just come home? It's the only way this mansion's gonna mean anything to anybody.
I'm sorry, Gregory. I can't do that.
I've already said everything there is to say. There's nothing to talk about.
Look, I know that I said that we can't have a baby now, not when we're still in school. And I know I said I was worried about my career. I still am. I love you.
It's too late.
No, we can get married. You can have our baby, and we'll finish school.
It's too late.
What do you mean?
I've already taken care of it. I don't need you. I don't need anybody.
How could you, Ashley? I love you.
Don't you talk to me about love. You don't even know the meaning of the word.
Ashley?
Oh, Paige.
You know, TJ told me about your engagement.
I know.
Then I think we better talk.
Yeah, except for Miles' letter, this little piece of the fire compass is all we got.
Well, I think we might be able to help you out a little bit there.
How?
Whatever you want to get.
Ta-da! What is it?
It's the entire print of the fire compass. Except for the missing piece, of course, which is in your hand.
Where did you get this?
See, Lurleen dropped the fire compass into some red paint, you know, and she made this design.
Where'd Lurleen get the fire compass?
Oh, well, that's a long story. Somebody left it in our apartment. But do you think it's going to help?
Oh, you bet. We've got everything now. And I wonder what Gretchen has.
Well, Gretchen has the whole fire compass because she stole it from our apartment, but she doesn't have the missing piece.
Well, then that means that Gretchen's got most of the clues, too.
Yeah, but she doesn't know how to use them, and we do because we have Miles' letter.
So we've got a little edge on her. Let's try not to lose it,
Come on, let's go.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we got to find that secret room before Gretchen does.
You got it. Okay.
Why don't you come home?
Listen to me, Gregory. You and I are going to see as much of each other as ever. I want you to come over to the Bellman house anytime you want to. Mrs. Bellman and Rena both said you're always welcome.
It's not the same.
Why not?
Forget it. It just sounds dumb.
No, it won't. Tell me.
I miss you. Miss you sticking your head in my room, saying goodnight. Miss watching TV with you. Miss having breakfast with you in the morning. Just felt so good with you around.
I know, Gregory. I miss those things, too.
Really?
Of course. I miss you a lot.
Hello, Allison. Gregory?
Mr. Hannibal?
Well, it's good to see you again, Allison. And you're getting prettier every time I see you. Gregory, we keep running into each other here, don't we?
Yeah, it seems that way.
So, Allison, tell me what you're doing.
Well, I've been working over at World Oil.
For the competition?
Yeah. They offered me a real good job there.
Well, I'm pleased to hear it. How's Ashley?
I'm not living with Ashley anymore.
You're not?
No.
Where are you living?
With Rena Decker and Mrs. Bellman.
Well, how come you moved?
Well, Ashley and I weren't getting along too well. And besides that, it's really time I get out on my own. So, as soon as I make enough money, I'm going to get a place of my own.
Well, if you need any money, I can certainly help out.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Hannibal, but I really want to do this on my own.
The same independent spirit as your sister. I like that, Allison. You'll go far.
Thank you.
Well, I won't keep you from your lunch. But I meant what I said. If you need any money, you just let me know.
I will.
Good. Goodbye, Allison. Gregory?
Well, goodbye, Mr. Hannibal.
I don't like that guy very much. He's weird. I wish he wasn't in Houston.
I wonder why he's here.
Why did you and TJ have to lie to me?
I was scared. You're the only friend that I really have in the world, Paige, and I didn't want to risk losing you. And I didn't want to risk losing my husband either. If I were to tell Justin that there was something between me and TJ in the past, Paige, he would believe that it was still going on. And I love your brother.
But what if he finds out, Ashley? Then he's going to feel like I did, like you lied to him.
That can't happen.
But it will. Too many people know. I know. The Canfields know. God knows who else knows.
Are you going to tell him?
Of course not. It's not my place. I know how much you love him.
I do.
Well, then tell him.
I can't tell him, Paige. He'll never forgive me.
Yes, he will.
Have you forgiven TJ?
What?
He told you the truth. Has it changed how you feel about him? It has, hasn't it?
Yeah, I guess it has.
Well, that's why I can't tell Justin. Oh, it just kills me. You know, everybody says, just tell the truth, everything will be okay, but it won't be.
What do you mean?
TJ told you the truth. Do you know how hard it was for him to do that, Paige?
I know what he said.
Well, it was very hard. See, it wasn't that important at first. It didn't really matter. But then something happened. He fell in love with you. And I want to tell you something. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I tried my best to keep him from telling you. I fought him tooth and nail. And he only did it for one reason. And that was because he loved you. I love him too. I really just don't understand it. You love him and he loves you. But you're telling me that you're thinking about maybe not having a relationship with him because he told you the truth. Well, I want to tell you something, lady. You've got a man that loves you very much. And you better do some serious thinking before you make a very big mistake.
Why the meeting with Hawker and Boots?
Well, a couple of business associates of mine have been able to turn a lot of oil leases in Marshall Oil's direction.
And what are you going to have to do for them in return?
What makes you think I have to do anything for them? Maybe they just want to back a winner.
Ah, Justin, you'd be kidding yourself if you believe that one. They don't do any favors unless they expect favors in return.
Well, they haven't asked for anything.
They will. That's the day I'm waiting for.
Yes, Aunt Marina, whatever they ask for, I'm sure it's going to be worth it.
I beg your pardon?
Well, they're helping me win our bet. You haven't forgotten about our little bet in Dallas now, have you?
No, Justin, I haven't forgotten.
I like you. You're a real spunky gal. Why don't you admit you've lost?
I haven't. Not by a long shot.
How do you figure that?
You think that Marshall Oil is riding pretty high right now, don't you?
Statistics don't lie, Raina. We're doing a heck of a lot better than World Oil.
Maybe for right now, but that whole thing is going to come crashing down around your head, Justin.
What are you talking about?
Your trouble, Justin, is going to be right in your own backyard, and I'm not going to have to do a thing.
I get the feeling you're trying to scare me. You know that Marshalls don't scare.
I'll remember that you said that when you find out.
Stay tuned. Texas will be right back. This part of Texas was brought to you by New Formula Era, a new combination of powerful cleaners. Cleaners that will work hard on your whole wash, all concentrated into 1/4 cup. Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
The sun will set this evening at 6:44 and